two pours and pros. Oh man, 2 videos in a row that I'm filming. It's okay. I'm here with my pour. It's just my Stanley of water because I'm realizing it's really quiet. I think my son might be asleep, and so I'm taking full advantage and filming 2 videos at one go. I also have enough memory in my camera, and so we're gonna go for it and hope that nothing messes up in my filming. Let's get into book buying sprees. I'm so excited about this video. I was thinking through what videos do I want to film coming back into the booktube space, which by the way, yes, I'm wearing the same outfit because this is real life. So I went on a book buying spree, you guys. My birthday was July 2nd, which today is the 7th, so about 5 days ago. I did this last year for my birthday. I took some birthday money. My in-laws and my parents both give me some birthday money, which is really sweet. And last year I used a lot of it to buy books. I probably purchased in total like 15 books. This year I didn't quite go as crazy. I did include a book that I bought in the month of June, which I kind of told myself, hey, this will go towards my birthday fund. That's what my husband said anyways. And it kind of just worked out for the better. So I want to talk through, technically there's 2, 4, 6, and then 2 books I pre-ordered and the Penn book. So there's 8 books that I bought this year. So we did about half from last year, but these are all really quality books. They're books I am so excited to read, so excited to talk about. And so without further ado, grab your cup of coffee or tea, grab your pour, as I like to say. Mine is basic. Cheers. It's just water. I know, guys, I will have a much better pour next time, but let's talk about my birthday book haul. I love talking about books that I buy, and I love telling people to buy books. I personally think it is so fun to have a bookshelf, which I will film for you at some point. That's not going to happen today. But a bookshelf that just like describes who you are to people that walk into your house, but you can also just talk about and pull books off a shelf and show them, and it's fun. Okay, there was actually one nonfiction book that I purchased, and that is The Small and the Mighty by Sharon McMahon, 12 Unsung Americans Who Changed the Course of History and the Founding of the Civil Rights Movement. This book, I am so excited to read, like beyond excited. First of all, I love Sharon McMahon. She's Sharon Says So on Instagram. If you don't know who she is, go check her out. She was a former history teacher for several years in the public education field, probably a reason why I love her so much. And she is on a mission to teach history to people on social media. And she wrote a book, and I'm really excited to read it. I'm going to actually read to you the 12 historical figures that she wrote about. We have Clara Brown in Kentucky. We have Virginia Randolph, Catherine Lee Bates, Inez Milholland, Rebecca Brown Mitchell, Anna Thomas Jeans, William James Edwards, Julius Rosenwald, Booker T. Washington, the Menedas, Daniel Inouye, Claudette Colvin, Septima Clark. And then this is interesting, teenagers in the American South. That's kind of cool. Anyways, I'm really excited about it. What's also really fun about this book is it's kind of broken into different time periods. I don't know if you can see this, but it can kind of show you the different timelines, and it's going through American history. So we start off in the 1830s, and then we go all the way up until 1955, 1950s. That's really cool. So spanning 120 years of American history. That's really amazing. I'm also really excited to read this book because, I mean, this cover is gorgeous. The outline of this beautiful face, I believe this is Septima Clark's face, and then the American flag, just gorgeous cover. I'm so excited to read this one, and it screams 4th of July, so I cannot wait to read it. This will be my next book as soon as I'm done with a very, very short book on my Kindle. So that is The Small and the Mighty by Sharon McMahon. Next up, these are books that I actually got on my birthday. 2 of them I pre-ordered. I'm going to talk about those first. The first book that I pre-ordered was Grim Tidings by B.K. Borrison. I pre-ordered this at a local romance bookstore. To me, highly recommend pre-ordering from your local bookstores. It's a great way to support them, and I cannot wait to read this book. This book is coming out in September. If you read Good Spirits by B.K. Borrison, this is another one by her, kind of in the same Ghosted series, but this is more of a Halloween type vibe, and it's a female version of the Grim Reaper. I'm so excited to read this. I think BK is going to knock this one out of the park. I know it's going to be a fun time, and I love BK Borrison's writing. She is a prolific, beautiful author. She has another book coming out as well too. I don't think that one's coming out until next spring, and the name is not coming to me, but it's from the First Time Caller series or trilogy that she's writing. Anyways, I can't remember the title of it, but I really love BK Borrison, and since I already have Good Spirits, I might as well get the next one in the book series. So that was my first book that I pre-ordered. The next book that I pre-ordered, I'm going to talk and yap for a few minutes about this one. This is The Pirate Queen by Ariel Lawhon. First of all, you guys know my love for Ariel Lawhon. She's one of the authors that I will auto buy. I'll make sure to tag that video here for you. I love Ariel Lawhon. She is a brilliant historical fiction writer and author. I was literally at one of my local bookstores on my birthday geeking out about this book. I literally talked to the girl that was sitting at the counter about Ariel for like 30 minutes. And here's the crazy part. Ariel might actually come to my hometown in Tennessee. You guys, if this woman has a book stop where I live, I'm gonna have to go. I will be there. I told the bookstore owner, no, you don't understand. I will be there if you can get her to come to Knoxville, Tennessee. That would be insane. Anyways, Ariel Lawhon, she wrote another historical fiction novel about a pirate. You heard that right, a woman that is a pirate. She is an Irish pirate, so I'm really excited about that. I know that Ariel Lawhon leaves no pages unseen, no pages unread. She is incredibly great and unbelievable at getting her research down pat for these women that she finds in history. And I am so excited to read this book. Like, it's gonna be great. And then if somehow I get to meet her and get it signed by her, case closed, like, it will be amazing. Oh, that reminds me. There's another book that I got by her, and I'll go ahead and shout it out here because we're talking about her. On my book buying birthday day, I also got I Was Anastasia by Ariel Lawhon. This is the other book that I bought at that same bookstore. They had a paperback copy of it, which is perfect because I have a paperback of Frozen River. This book I am really excited to read about. This is covering Russian history, and I'm really excited about this one. It'll be really good. It has to kind of do with the Grand Duchess Anastasia, but a woman that looks like her and has huge resemblance to her. Anyways, I'm really excited about this one as well. I haven't heard as much about this book, but I want to say maybe she wrote this one after Frozen River. I'm not 100% sure. Oh no, this one was published in 2018. So she wrote this one before that. Anyways, this will be a great book. I'm so excited about it. So Ariel Lawhon just getting a lot of love from me on my book shopping sprees, but that's okay. All right, moving right along. We're going to now talk about some physical books I have. I got also Lost and Lassoed by Lyla Sage. This is a book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series, I think is the name of the series. Anyways, this is a 4-book romance series. I don't know much about this author, but I've heard so many people talk about this series. It is a cowboy romance series, which I'm very intrigued by that. This is a book that I could definitely see myself reading this fall probably, but I love the cover of it. It seems really short, easy read, just under, it's exactly 300 pages, so that's perfect. And I'm really curious about this one. I saw it at the romance bookstore. This is where I got Grim Tidings from, and one other book I'll show you in a minute, and I was really intrigued by this. I talked to the bookstore owner and she said I really like Lost and Lassoed, and then she mentioned one other book in the series. I can't remember the name of all 4 books, but I will make sure to post pictures beside me of the other 3 books if you're curious and you want more information. I've not read this series before. It has been one that I've had a few people, specifically on my Bookstagram account, point and say you really should read this series if you like romance. So I'm trusting some of you guys and we'll see how it goes. The other book that I bought at the same bookstore is The Second Death of Locke by V.L. Bovalino. So the romance bookstore that I shop at, they have a small romantasy fantasy section, and I was talking with one of the bookstore workers there, and she was their romantasy fantasy girly, which is fun because I love romantasy so much. And I have seen this book kind of swirling around fable Goodreads. I've seen this a lot on Bookstagram, and I've been intrigued to say the least. And let me just tell you, that book girly at the bookstore was selling me on this book. She was talking to me nonstop about it, saying it's one of my favorite books on the shelf, which I feel like is very high praise when you have certain other books on there. They had ACOTAR, they had all Sarah J. Maas books, they had, who else was on there? I mean, they did have Fourth Wing, although that person did not care for Fourth Wing, which was funny. We kind of talked about that. And I didn't disagree with some of her takes. But anyways, there was just a ton of different romantasy authors. I don't know why. Oh, there was Devney Perry, who wrote Shield of Sparrows, Rachel Gillig. I already said her, I think. Anyways, there was a lot of romantasy books and several more. There's Penn Cole, which we'll get to Penn Cole in a few minutes because I have exciting news about her for you guys. But anyways, The Second Death of Locke by V.L. Bovalino. I am very intrigued by this one. One of the things that the girl in the store said is she loves how really beautiful some of the pictures and artwork is in this book. She also said if I liked The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow, which I do. I've talked about on this channel before. I have mixed feelings about that book specifically, but I do enjoy the writing style, and she said this is so matched with that. So it really, really intrigued me. There is a female knight in this one and a male knight, and I was curious about it, and so we'll see how it goes. I am honestly going to go into this as blind as I can be. I didn't even honestly read the back of this, and I probably won't even now. I'm just going to protect myself and just read it completely blind. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, these next two books I purchased at another bookstore. It's a fantasy bookstore, which is kind of funny because I really should have bought this book at the fantasy bookstore, but that girl sold me on it at the romance bookstore. Okay, so we have two more books to talk about, and then we have another book that I initially pre-ordered, but then found out that that author was coming for a book event in Knoxville, and I'm really excited to talk about it. And that's how I'll kind of wrap up this video because I'm going to yap about it for like several minutes, if I'm being honest. So let's get into my last two physical books and then my final pre-order to kind of wrap up with a bow my book buying haul for my birthday. I have Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. This book, I have really been tempted to purchase this book several times from this fantasy bookstore. I've seen this book around, and Brandon Sanderson is an author that I think some people love, some people don't like for various different reasons, or they don't care for his views on things, but he's a fantasy author, and he's a well-known fantasy author. And to me, if I'm reading fantasy, he and Robin Hobb and James Islington, and there's one other author John Gwynne. Those are really four authors that I want to read more of this year because I'm really getting into fantasy. I love romantasy, don't get me wrong, but I'm now starting to really, really enjoy the world of fantasy. And so what's cool about this book is it is a standalone fantasy book. It is a book that Brandon wrote actually for his wife, which I think is so fun. And I honestly really, really have been recently looking for standalone fantasy novels because sometimes I just don't want to read an 8-book series like Throne of Glass. Sometimes I just want to read a standalone single book that has a beginning and an end. I know I'm going to finish it and be satisfied, and this is one that has intrigued me for some time, so I decided to purchase it. The main plot line of this book, and I know a lot about it kind of already, is this. The only life Tress has known on her island home in an emerald green ocean has been a simple one, with simple pleasures of collecting cups brought by sailors from faraway lands and listening to stories told by her friend Charlie. But when his father takes him on a voyage to find a bride and disaster strikes, Tress must stow away on a ship and seek the sorceress of the deadly midnight sea. Amid the spore oceans where pirates abound, can Tress leave her simple life behind and make her own place sailing a sea where a single drop of water can mean instant death? I definitely think this is a perfect book for this summer. It's part of why I grabbed it. I cannot wait to read it. Honestly, in the very, very near future, which is part of why I bought it, but also I'm really excited to say I have read a Brandon Sanderson book and really to decide if I like his writing or not, if I want to keep going and read a couple of his other series as well. Okay, this next book, you guys. I've actually been looking for this author. She has a book called The Wishing Game and haven't found it in my local bookstores. Maybe if I like this book, I might have to request to order that book from local bookstores because that's always a fun time. I'm also tearing off the price sticker. This is The Book Witch by Meg Schaefer. This is a really new published novel. I think it was published this year in 2026. yeah, it was published in 2026. I want to say in April or May. I'm also going to read the synopsis for this book. Rainy March is a proud third-generation book witch sworn to defend works of fiction from all foes, real and imaginary. With her magical umbrella and feline familiar, she jumps in and out of novels to fix malicious alterations in rogue heroes like a modern-day Nancy Drew. Book witches live by a strict code. Real people belong in the real world, fictional characters belong in works of fiction. Do not eat, drink, or sleep inside a fictional world lest you become part of the story. Falling in love with a fictional character? Don't even think about it. Which is why Rainey has been forbidden from seeing the Duke of Chicago, the dashing British detective who stars in her favorite mystery series. If she's ever caught with him again, she'll be expelled from her book Coven and forced to give up the magical gifts that are as much of a part of her as her own name. But when her beloved grandfather disappears and a priceless book is stolen, there's only one person she trusts to help her solve the case: the Duke. Their quest takes them through the worlds of Alice in Wonderland, King Arthur, and other classic stories that will reveal hidden enemies and long-buried family secrets. You guys, this book. The title makes me want to wait until October to read this, but just reading that now, I want to read this book right now. Like, I cannot wait to read this one. Oh, it just sounds so fun. Sounds like a journey that I need to take, but I'm going to hold off until this fall. Simply because it's called The Book Witch. It is giving haunted vibes. It could be a Summerween book though, which I don't even really like do Summerween, but guys, it is 300 pages. I might reconsider when I read this book. I have seen this book floating around. Somebody mentioned that if you like classic literature and a book that appreciates that, you should read this book. The Wishing Game is one that I've heard if people really like C.S. Lewis, they would love that book, and so I really want to get my hands on that book too, but I just was so excited that they had this book. I was excited to read it, and I was more so excited to have it be purchased as part of my birthday book haul. Okay, let's talk about the final book that I purchased for my birthday. Here's the crazy thing. I went to a local bookstore to pre-order this book, and then my neighbor, who has read this book series with me, texted me and said, hey, we should go to the event. It is a book signing and book event with the author of the well-known series Kindred's Curse. You guys, the fourth and final book of this series, Burn of the Everflame, is coming out in September. And to say I am not excited about this would be a massive understatement. I cannot wait. We were left on the worst massive cliffhanger ever of this third book, and I've been waiting for a year. Some readers have been waiting for 3 years, and I just cannot tell you. I am so excited to not only to be getting a copy of this book in hardback, but also to be getting a signed copy. And not just one signed copy, I have to pick another book from the rest of this series to get signed, which down in the comments tell me what book you think from Kindred's Curse I should get signed, because I have so many different opinions. You guys, this is like such exciting things for me happening in September. I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun. I'm going to go with my friend. We're going to get dinner beforehand. We're going to literally meet freaking Penn and get a book signed by her. I really hope she'll let us take a picture with her, or at least a selfie. I am just like blown away. I feel like I need to find a dress for this event. I feel like I need to just do all the things. And I was going to pre-order this book, but then my neighbor pointed me to the direction of going to a book event and meeting her, and I just couldn't say no. So I got refunded for the pre-order and then went right back to purchasing a ticket of about the same price to go to this book event. And I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun. It's a great way to wrap up this video and just say, sometimes you have to splurge. And by the way, if Ariel Lawhon does a book event as well, I'm just going to have to pay for that as well too. So you might see me talking about that in the future if we can get her to come to a city near me. Anyways, this doesn't include this really fun stack. Maybe I can Photoshop in the other books, but this doesn't include my other 2 books or 3 books technically that I pre-ordered, but this is my birthday book haul, and I hope this video was fun. I hope that you were able to get some ideas of books that maybe you should get, but also maybe encourage you that for your birthday, take some of your birthday money and go get you some books. It is such a fun thing to do. I enjoy it every single year. I'm so thankful I got to do it solo this year. My husband was truly the best in taking the day of my birthday off because it's so close to 4th of July and saying, hey, go buy some books. Go get you some books. He really is the best. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Cheers, and we'll see you next time. Please comment down below, though, truly, in the Kindred's Curse series, what book do you think I should get signed when I meet Penn in September? Because I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. My heart is telling me Glow of the Everflame or Heat of the Everflame, but gosh, I do not know. So comment down below that. Please like this video. Please subscribe if you enjoy this content. If you're like me, a woman who loves to read, I'm a stay-at-home mom currently, and reading has become truly one of the funnest things that I get to do in my life currently. So stay tuned for another video here soon, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.